the No Fate channel? Checking in. On this episode of Dad's Home Gym, we are going into all things wide pad. That's right, we're going to be discussing what is a wide bench pad, who might it be right for, how much does it cost, and then I'm going to give you the fate of the union, my personal use and experience after using this wide pad for 4 weeks. And if this is your first time to the channel, do me a massive favor. Give this video a like and hit that red subscribe button. On this Dad's Home Gym series, I just review a piece of home gym equipment to help you decide if it's right for your home gym, if you are actually going to get use out of that piece of home gym equipment, and if it's worth your hard-earned money. Now, I want to give a huge thank you to all of my viewers and subscribers who have been using my affiliate links. Links are in the description. Those links help me pay for these type of home gym pieces of equipment to do reviews. I take the money that I get in and it goes right back into the channel, and that's why I picked up this wide bench pad. Before we get started, I need to know from you, have you used a wide pad before and what have you thought of it? Comment below. I'm always looking for my viewers' feedback because, hey, I don't always have the right answer, and what might be right for me might not be right for others as well. So what is a wide pad? It's exactly what it sounds like. Most home gym sellers of competition benches and even adjustable benches have a wide pad version, which allows you to have the same base but have a wider pad. The theory being that the wider pad allows you for more stability. If you ever remember those old style car commercials, wider is better. It also allows you to get more grip on that pad when you are lifting, whether it's a flat bench or even an incline bench or even an overhead press. So what is the difference in size? Typically the wide pad, at least for this competition bench, and this is going to be similar to a lot of the other styles that are out there because a lot of the other companies just end up copying one another. The wide pad is 14 inches wide compared to a typical 12 or 12.5 inches wide competition pad that comes standard with most benches. I told you the difference was about 2 inches. Typically on most pads between normal versus wide, it is a 2-inch difference. But how does that really translate in terms of visuals? Well, let's, boom, look at a normal standard 12-inch pad, and you can see you've got 2 inches of gap over here on the right-hand side where I am. But if you line it up dead center in the middle, you get 1 inch on each side, and it is noticeable. So if you look closely, you will see that difference. Now, what's the damage between the wide pad and the normal pad? And that depends on how and when you buy it. If you simply buy a wide pad as a replacement and have it shipped to you, when it's all said and done, you will be paying $50 to $60 difference to get that wide pad in. If, in fact, when you pick up your competition bench, your adjustable bench, you simply click on the wide pad version, they swap out the regular pad for the wide pad, and that is only a $30 upcharge. Now, I have been, as I mentioned, using this wide pad for the better part of a month, and I benched on it with dumbbells, I benched on it with the barbell, I did a football bench on it, I did one-arm bicep curls on this thing. And how have I liked it? So let's quickly talk about the pros. Wider does tend to be a bit better in terms of stability. If you tend to ever have stability issues on your bench, you're going to find that the wider pad, at least side to side, gives you a bit better stability. And I found that that was noticeable when I was doing one-arm concentration curls for the girls, or when I was doing abs on the bench. It just seemed to give a little bit less rock, especially when I had my bum down on this end, which is like the single post end of this competition bench. I will say one of the downsides on this bench, for me at least, was when I was benching on it, ironically so. I did feel that I had a lot more support, but when I was benching and I was coming down, I really felt that the extension of this pad was really kind of rubbing up against my arms when they were coming down. It was a distraction. I did get a bit more used to it after using it towards the end of the month, but I never did feel like I liked it. Now for reference, I'm 6'1", 182 to 185, depending on which meal I've last eaten. But keep in mind, that's not a humble brag. I do have very narrow shoulders. So for my height and weight, I have narrow shoulders, and that's probably why I'm feeling this pad on the back of my arms when I'm coming down on that bench press. Overall, I did not prefer the wide pad over the normal pad. And I know many of you will disagree, and that's fine. I think it happens to be preference and body type. I did not like the feeling of just that rubbing on my body when I was kind of coming down. It was just a mental detraction, and I felt like it was interfering with the flow of my lifting. By no means do I think that it actually kept me from any PRs or that it was any type of hindrance. It was just more of a feel, and that's what you're doing when you're getting these pads. You want that right, comfortable feel for you when you're benching. Who do I think the wide pad might be right for? Frankly, if you are a bigger individual, not even necessarily taller, but wider, I can actually see this being a much better pad to bench on because you're not going to get that rubbing on your side. And in fact, you're going to get a lot more material behind you to kind of pin your shoulders back and push out when you are lifting. And it's going to be a bit more comfortable than on a narrower pad. And again, for you wider individuals, which there's probably many of you watching this video because at 6'1", my shoulders or lack thereof are fairly narrow. Overall, I think this is a fun version for those of you who tend to find benching uncomfortable, who tend to find that a lot of your exercises on your bench are unstable when you're doing like, your abs or even like your bicep curls, or just in general, if you want a bit more stability left to right, the pad will help you out. I happen to think though that for many of you who have narrower frames, you're not going to like benching on this just because that wideness is going to impact your ability to bench, and it's going to just throw you off probably more mentally than physically, but it will throw you off. Hopefully you found this video informative. Any questions, drop them below. If you are interested in wide pads, I'm going to put links in the description of the video. Keep in mind those links do help out the channel. So if you click on those links, any money generated from your clicks will go back, boom, into this channel and into picking up products for future reviews. If you came this far in the video, you're my #1 champion. Do me a huge favor, go the extra mile, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button. It is so helpful to the channel. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. This channel is dedicated to my life as a father of 2 wonderful children, and it centers around health, fitness, and all of the tricks and tribulations that I go through to try to be a great parent to my children and still accomplish my own personal goals.